Happy Halloween, Sal and Dave, the dead ghouls and goblins. Tomorrow is the fabled holiday. That's as monsters come out and play. You know, it's like the people that dress up as people, you know? Alright, so this is Cass, and I'm bringing you the final story. Actually, it's not really the final story, but final story of this month. Alright, so, actually I'm going to do it in my normal voice. Okay. So I've been promising this story for the whole month. It's kind of, I would say it is my biggest scare that I've had in my life. Well, paranormal that is. Because kind of getting jumped, I kind of feared for my life there, twice. So, without further ado, the story that I tell, the one that I wrote a piece for in my college writing class. Here is warning. Alright, so it started out as a simple afternoon. My two friends that I usually hung out with when I was a teenager were over, and we were bored and restless. I mentioned that there's a nature trail, like not behind my house, but like across the street behind other houses. So we decided to go take a look. We decided to bring a boombox with us for some reason. But, you know, we didn't even listen to music with it. We just brought it along for, how do I say? It was like, I don't know. It was like supposed to be some kind of disguise, I guess. So, we go into the, I was thinking about like what I just said. It sounds weird, and I don't even know why we brought it in the first place. So, we went to the trail. And it starts off as your usual like nature hike. You know, you're surrounded by trees. There's a man-made path that people made for the trail, you know. So we were going down the trail, and there's this abandoned car sitting on the trail. And it's been there for a while. It looked like it was vandalized. Tires were missing. The engine was missing. The stereo was missing. A seat. One singular seat was missing. And there was just nothing of further interest with the car. So, we continue on. And we get to what you would call the end of the man-made trail. And the woods beyond that was a little bit more unkept than the woods we walked through. So, it was kind of foreboding. And in case you're wondering why I call this story warning, it's because that was the first warning. So there's like a little tiny path that we decided to walk down, because it was technically man-made, but by people walking, not really purposefully making a path, you know. We go down there, and a little ways in, we found this kind of like a makeshift shed. It's not even a shed. You couldn't even consider it like a house. It was like a roof, pretty much. Makeshift. And then there was a pile of junk sitting by what looked like a campfire. Like it wasn't lit, but we could tell there was ashes and whatnot. We took a look at the stuff, and it kind of looked like it could be stuff that's been taken out of houses around the neighborhood. And then this woman walks up and she's like, "May I help you?" Now, she was definitely unkept. Looked like she has not showered for a week, if she was outside the entire time. Her hair was matted, and her clothes looked like she got stranded on, like, Lost or something. So all of us were like, that's a homeless chick. And she was kind of intimidating a little. Like, she wanted off her property. Thankfully, one of my friends was like, "Hey guys, I found another trail over here," and then we used that as an excuse to go. Thankfully, she didn't follow us. But that was warning 2. And further down said trail, we came across warning 3. The no trespassing sign. Now, we had a feeling this was going to happen. I can't remember how, but we knew about these trailers, like mobile homes that was back there. And they're like, I'll get to that in a minute. But I personally did not know that there was a no trespassing sign up. But we decided to go beyond there to begin with. Now, yes, I am admitting to trespassing, but I'm also admitting that it was a stupid idea. So I'm not condoning trespassing, alright? There's a reason why coming up. So just, teenagers that think this story is pretty cool, don't trespass. Trust me, especially lately. People, there's higher security, higher, better, surveillance. It's just, it's against the law to trespass. People can call you into the cops. And if you're like, "Oh, no, I'm not afraid of the cops," look at the news. Anyway. So, we go into these trailers, and they're like, of course they're bends, so they're like falling apart, but they're set up in a row, and each trailer is a different state of decomposition. The first one wasn't even there, it was just a floor. And then the second one, the floor's a little bit better. Then the third one, the little wall is there. And it's like if you took a picture of each one, stacked up the pictures, and flipped them like a flip book, you could pretty much watch the trailers being rebuilt. Or if you flipped it the other way, being taken down. So, we decided to go into some to explore. There was some trailers that were very unstable, which is one of the reasons why you don't trespass in places like this, especially for those ones that are condemned, because the no trespass sign majority of the time is up for your safety. Anyway, enough trying to be a good Samaritan. There was one that someone set up an obvious sexy room. There's wrapped condoms, unwrapped condoms, used condoms, a lot of adult magazines. It was obvious someone was using that room, so we didn't stay there long in case, they showed up. They might have had a gun. All those that are like, "Oh, threesome." No, probably had a gun. So, there was another room where there was like trash piled up to the ceiling. Literally to the ceiling. It looked like the trash was holding the roof up. And one of major note, it was close to the end of the line, and it looked just like someone was able to live there. I mean, there was like furniture nicely placed against the wall. There's a dresser sitting there. It had just like basic stuff in it. There was like drawers of silverware, and it looked clean. There was nothing wrong with it. No cracks in the wall. It looked perfect. So we decided to explore that a little bit because we were mostly safe in that one, as far as we knew. So we walked into the kitchen, and there was like a cabinet, or not cabinet, but a countertop set up, so that there's enough room between the end of the countertops and the wall for us to go by one into the kitchen area. I wish there was a way I could combine the two videos through my phone. I hate doing it like this. But like I keep saying, I'll just edit this together later and then re-upload it. So, we entered the kitchen area, and the next part's hard to explain. Now, there was a back door with what I only can explain as stairs. Now, for those of you that know about the mobile home can understand why I'm confused about this. I was unsure. Probably just went down to like some kind of like crawlway or something. I do not know. I'm not the one that went down there. My two friends did. If you have an explanation for what I'm talking about, because I doubt it led outside, but it could have, which might explain what happened next. But let me know if what the stairs could mean. My two friends went down, and I stayed up to keep watch. So I'm standing there, checking out like the windows to make sure no one's coming by, and then I heard a snap of a twig or stick, and so I ducked, still like peeking out the window now and then. Like a few minutes went by, and my friends came back up, and I was like, "Shh, get down." They got down. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "I heard a stick snapping outside. I don't know if anybody's out there." So one of my friends was like, "I'll take a look." He pokes his head up to the window and looks outside, and he's like, "I can't see anybody." So we're all like, maybe we should get going. So we get up, like we stand up, and then we go to exit the kitchen, but the cabinet is in the way. So, me being the weakest of the three, my two friends decide to try to move it, and it barely budges for them. So I had to join in and help them push it out of our way. And then we stopped, and one of my friends turned to me and said, "Now why did you put this in the way?" And I stopped and I was like, "I didn't push it." And I was like, if it took all three of us to move it, then how could I put it in place? And then all three of us realized exactly what just happened. And we stopped and looked around, and the whole place was messed up. The couch was turned over on its side. The drawers were opened and emptied out. And it's just everything in that living room was flipped, pushed, nothing was in its place. And I couldn't have done all that. Like, that was pretty weak. I especially couldn't have moved the cabinet back in the way and then got in the kitchen. I didn't hear anything going on except for the stick breaking. Now, I don't see how my friends could have found a way out from the back, went around the trailer and in, and then messed up everything without me knowing it. Especially that cabinet. I mean, the stick breaking could have been them going around outside, and then I ducked, but I still would have heard them in the trailer moving stuff around, especially dumping of that silverware. And the only noise I heard was that twig snapping, so I don't think it could have been that at all. Still could have been. But it creeped us out, and we were all like, let's get out of here. And then, as we were exiting, we were going to walk one way, but my friend suddenly turned around and started walking the other way and said, "Oh, we're spotted." So we had to make a mad dash for our lives. So being creeped out by a ghost quickly turned into being chased by a guy with dogs. We were able to grab the boombox and get out of there without being actually physically caught. But pretty much we should have read the warnings and not even gone in that place. Do I regret going there? No, because now I wouldn't be here telling you the scariest event I've ever had in my entire life. So, you know the drill. Give me a like if you like this. Let me know if you want to hear more. I got a few more stories to tell. Hopefully we'll be moving soon. And I'll get my computer up and I can start the other content that I have planned for this channel. Subscribe if you'd like to check that out. And also, I'm open to suggestions, comments, criticism. If you like this mask. I can't stick my tongue out. And, like always, stay scary. And have a safe trick-or-treating.